Well, hi everyone. We're here in the Answer Center Auditorium at the Ark Encounter. The Ark Encounter is one of the two leading Christian-themed attractions in the world. The other one is the Creation Museum. We have something very special happening here at the Ark Encounter from August 2nd to September 10th this year. We did it last year. This year is going to be even bigger and more spectacular. The biggest gospel music festival in the world, the biggest Christian music festival in the world, over 150 different artists, all sorts of wonderful concerts inside the Answer Center in this auditorium, on this stage, and outside on a stage out there as well that we have in Noah's Village, and of course that's close to the life-size Ark. I have here with me the person in charge of what we call 40 days and nights. I wonder where that came from. The Bible, I think.
I believe it came out of the Bible.
Of gospel music. This is Ray Flynn, and he is the president and CEO of Abraham Productions. A lot of people know Ray. And here we have Dean Hopper, and he's with the very famous group called, what's the group called again?
The Hoppers.
Oh, the Hoppers, that's right, the Hoppers. They're one of the groups that are featured here for 40 days and 40 nights. And so during that time, every day, there's going to be concerts and Bible teaching, and of course, Answers in Genesis programming with our speakers and other programs as well. All the things that happen at the Ark Encounter. At the Creation Museum, we'll have one of the groups feature on Wednesdays. And so 40 days and 40 nights here at the Ark. And each week there'll be a special concert in our brand new auditorium where we rebuilt Legacy Hall. This is going to be a fantastic time. And so, Ray, why don't you first of all tell us a little bit about 40 days and 40 nights, what's happening here at the Ark Encounter. And then we'll have Dean talk a little bit about some of the groups and so on. And then I'll tell you about special tickets that I want to encourage you to consider obtaining.
Well, it's all going to happen August 2nd through September the 10th. 40 days of great Christian music right here at the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum. We did this event last year. It was amazing. Last year, it was the world's largest Christian music festival. And believe it or not, it is even bigger this year. In fact, it's grown by 50%. We had a little over 100 artists here last year.
Wow. Yeah.
This year, over 150 artists from every genre of music that you can imagine. We've got great Southern gospel music. We have some contemporary Christian music. We have Christian country music. We have big names in every single one of those as well.
And you know what else?
What's that?
We have our own resident artists here.
Yes.
And they're basically, this year, we have reformulated this group, and it's called True Song.
True Song.
True Song, and they're going to be featured at 40 Days and 40 Nights as well. So over 150 artists, professional artists, plus Dean. Is that right?
Plus Dean. That's correct. But let us just throw out some names for you, because any of you that love Christian music, when you talk about Triumphant Quartet, Triumphant is like the #1 group in all of gospel music right now. The Hoppers, how long have y'all been singing, Dean?
This is 65 years. When we're here in August, we'll celebrate 65 years. of
Wow,
gospel
you should have
music.
had a lot of time to practice then.
Yes. Ken, you're so encouraging. So encouraging.
The Hoppers are actually, they're going to be performing here at the Ark Encounter a couple of times during those 40 days, and they're performing at the Creation Museum as well.
And I want to ask Dean a question here.
Okay.
I'll be serious now, okay? I love you guys. Is your wife going to lead singing Jerusalem?
Absolutely.
I love that song.
Absolutely. Do you know when we went to Israel the last time, we had been getting texts and emails from all over the world saying we were coming into the old city, and just as you come up and you see the Dome of the Rock, this music started playing. And we asked who it was, and they said it was a group called the Hoppers. And they said, what's a hopper? You know, a hopper who, Madison where, and all that kind of thing. And so the last time we went was in 2014, and we got to experience our music being played on 18 buses with over 900 people on that tour specifically.
Wow, that was really special.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And we sang that song in Jerusalem. That's where we recorded it.
Jerusalem.
At David's Citadel,
Wow.
at the old wall.
I just love the way your wife leads that. It's just absolutely phenomenal.
She does.
And you're good too, the way you come in as well.
He's got to say that. It's like a disclaimer at the bottom, you know. He's got to say something about me.
But in addition, The Isaacs are going to be here. Karen Peck and New River is going to be here. Ernie Haase and Signature Sound is going to be here. And I could continue to name that. But also, if you like worship music, groups like Selah is going to be here.
Superb. They are superb. Selah.
Absolutely awesome. They were here.
I thought you were correcting him and saying they're called superb, but they're called Selah, but they're superb.
Well, you could call them superb because they're just
They're
tremendous
incredible.
singers, and their attitude and spirit of worship when they begin to sing their song, especially that one, "I Got Saved." Oh my gosh, you just want to shout. Of course, I'm Baptist, but I'm a very worshipful Baptist.
Well, that's okay. We have Baptists that come to the Ark Encounter, and Presbyterians,
Last
and
year-
Amish, and Mennonites, and everybody, actually,
everybody.
everybody.
Last
We have a lot
year-
of non-Christians too.
Yeah. Last year when Selah was here, they walked off stage and the entire building of people were standing on their feet just worshiping the Lord. It was amazing. But that from the CCM world, along with Jason Crabb is going to be here. And then I know that this guy, he likes some country and bluegrass.
I do.
And so we
I
looked
love country and bluegrass.
there, so we looked at like who are the biggest names that everybody knows. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder. How appropriate to be here in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And so Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder will be a part of the 40 Days and 40 Nights. Also, Jimmy Fortune. Jimmy Fortune, who was a part of the Statler Brothers, are going to be performing right here live at the Ark
And is
Encounter.
that sweet young lady that was here last year?
Emily Ann.
I loved her singing I
Yes.
Don't Know About Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know that one?
Yes, I know who holds tomorrow. Emily Ann Roberts was on The Voice. She sang, I don't know if you know this or not, Ken. She sang on The Voice, and for 13 weeks, there was more than 12 million people who watched every single week. Emily, multiple times, talked about her faith in Jesus Christ on NBC.
On NBC. That's amazing. And our friends, the Easters.
Jeff and Sherry Easter. Just talk about them for a second, Dean.
Well, I knew Jeff when he sang with his dad, the Easter Brothers. He played keyboard, played bass. He left his dad. Actually, the first group he was with was the Hoppers. He traveled with us 2 weeks, and that's all we could take. It's 2 weeks. He left us, went with the Americans, played for Gold City, and then he and Sherry went out on their own and launched Jeff and Sherry Easter. They've been a favorite on the Gaither videos. They've been all over the world, but they're still down home folks, and they sing from their heart, and I love them. I love them. And you love their style of country music, and I know that Ken loves them.
Yep. Yeah, you know what I love? Last year, all the different artists, and I'd meet them off stage before they come on, and we had great fun together, and really down-to-earth people, and that love the Lord, that are here for that reason, because this place proclaims the truth of God's word and the gospel. Right. And that's what we're going to do too. At each concert, there's going to be a presentation by a speaker. We have a number of guest speakers coming in that presents the truth of God's word and the gospel. And on Sundays, the concert at 4 o'clock will feature our own resident artist, True Song, and it'll be a special praise and worship time. And then I'll be speaking at some of them. And
yeah, you've got some really high-profile singers in the new group True Song. Can you tell us a little bit there?
Well, Ray knows them a bit more than I do even.
Okay, listen to this. I know that whenever they were forming this group, Ken said, do you know any, he never wants anything good. He wants something great. He wants great artists. And so
That's why he's got us here.
Exactly. That's why the Hoppers are going to be here.
I was talking about me and Ray.
But Paul Lancaster, who many of you know, he was actually with the Booth Brothers. And Paul has joined True Song and is singing here at the Ark Encounter. And they will be performing many times during the 40 days. Incredible singing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jared Grubbs. Jared actually performed with the Perrys. And Jared had left the Perrys. He was here last year and sang out on Noah's Village stage. I was so impressed with him. We brought him over, let him sing one time on the big stage. Now he's going to be a part of True Song right here at the Ark Encounter. Amazing.
And we have Jay Arbu.
Jay Arbu. I'm telling you, Jay is one of those kind of people. He's an incredible leader, incredible singer, and he also helps me with emceeing and keeps me straight when I get out of line.
And John the tenor?
John the tenor. For those of you that subscribe to Singing News Magazine, we actually did an article talking about John's story and talking about how that God has impacted his life and a little bit about his involvement here at the Ark Encounter.
And some people say he's one of the best tenors in America in
He's
gospel
amazing.
music. And to have these 4 artists here, wow, and they're going to be resident artists here all year long,
All
actually.
year long.
Wow.
Now, people will say, how much does it cost to come to these concerts? It's included with your ticket to the Ark.
That's right.
Or included with your ticket to the museum. We're having a concert there on the Wednesdays during this time. And I'm going to tell people that, hey, in March, we are launching a couple of very special tickets.
Here we go.
One is called the 3-Day Bouncer.
Yeah.
And the 3-Day Bouncer is a ticket that gives you unlimited visits to the Ark, to the Creation Museum, and it's for 3 days, any 3 days during a 7-day period. But then, you know, for 40/40, you know what I'd really recommend? Because people will say, I want to come every day, or wow, I want to come for a whole week, or I want to come for a few days and come back for a few more days, and so on. And you'll be able to go and look at the schedule. We'll give you the web link here in a moment. We have the Ultimate Bouncer. Now, the Ultimate Bouncer is 12 months of unlimited visits to the Ark, to the Creation Museum, including parking. It is absolutely phenomenal. That's what I'd encourage people to go look at. We're launching those right now. Well, it'll be in March. Now, the Ultimate Bouncer right now is called an annual pass, so it's very similar to the annual pass, but it'll be called the Ultimate Bouncer.
Free parking.
From March. That includes free parking.
Yeah.
And for the 3-Day Bouncer, there's a special parking pass you can buy that gives you then unlimited parking at both as well. So where do they go for the information, for the entire schedule? I know the Hoppers are on, oh, look at this, September the 10th, the very last day the Hoppers are featuring. Are you here at any other time?
Yes, we are. If you'll look up there a little ways, you'll find it. And I wish I could tell you the date, but the Hoppers will be here part of that Ultimate Bouncer.
And so I know they're on here. So look, there's just so many people on here. What, over 150 artists.
So the Hoppers will be here on August the 24th at the Ark Encounter. And not only that, you know, with the expansion into the Creation Museum, a lot of people say, well, you're going to expand it, but it's probably going to be not great talent. Listen to the talent that's coming to Creation Museum.
Every Wednesday during this time.
Every Wednesday, you've got the Hoppers are going to be at the Creation Museum. You also have Triumphant Quartet that's going to be there. Brian Free and Assurance is going to be there. Legacy 5 is going to be there. Mylan Hayes is going to be there. And Miss Lauren Talley.
Man, what a lineup.
This is incredible. This is just some of the groups here. You go to the website.
Right, 40daysofgospelmusic.com, abrahamproductions.net, and arkencounter.com. You can find out all the information. If you go to any of those websites, they all interlink with each other so that you can find out everything about where to stay, where to eat, and everybody who's going to be performing. It's going to be incredible. I think I'll come all 40 days.
Yeah, I think I'll be here all 40 days too. So I'm speaking some of those days actually.
Dean is backslid, so he'll only come a couple of days.
Yeah,
Backslid.
he's probably out there singing in other places too, are you?
Yes, sir.
Traveling a lot.
We will be.
And,
yeah, but I'm coming.
But he'll be
I won't be here every day.
He'll be here every day.
I want to be here the day that you sing.
Well, you know what?
I'll be the only one, but I want to be here.
They hire me to do singing for membership drives at churches because I can drive away more members.
He's a good piano player, though.
Yeah.
Good.
So this is going to be a fantastic time. This year will be bigger. It'll be more spectacular than it's ever been, more artists. And you know what? Post-pandemic, the bus operators are starting to get up and running again. I think this year is going to be busier than ever. We're going to see this beautiful auditorium here packed, and the new auditorium at the Creation Museum packed. It's going to be a wonderful time. Thousands of people coming every day for the Ark Encounter, the Creation Museum. There's all sorts of things you can do. If you go to arkencounter.com, creationmuseum.org, you'll see all the different things you can do at these two leading Christian-themed attractions in the world.
That's right.
I would encourage people right now, look at the days you want to be here, book your hotels now because things are going to fill up. Again, it is the world's largest Christian music festival. You don't want to miss this.
And you'll definitely want to be here August 24 and September 10 to hear the Hoppers.
That's right.
Because you'll be looking here and say, can he really sing? Yes, he can, actually.
Okay, well, just go to thehoppers.com. Just go to thehoppers.com and you can get all the information you need. If you can't go to the...
Can they click
Ark?
on you singing on hoppers.com?
Yeah, you can go to YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, and you can hear my wife sing Jerusalem, or you can hear my mom sing I've Come Too Far to Look Back, or there's all kinds of music.
How come you chose Dean Hopper to come here today to promote this and not one of these other famous people?
Well, Dean actually, some people know this, but Dean is actually a vice president for Abraham Productions.
Ah, that makes sense.
So he's a good representative for us, and then if something were to happen, I could walk away and Dean would still represent us well.
And you know, he's learned something about Australians. Australians insult their friends.
Yes, they do.
See, if an Australian does not insult you, that means they don't like you.
They don't like you.
Do you feel loved?
I do feel. I felt your love all day. All day, I felt your love.
Well, that is great. Well, hey, Ray, this was a big faith step last year, and it had such an impact, and over 800 people who sincerely did commit their lives to the Lord. Yes. It's an evangelistic outreach. We don't do anything here just for the fun of it. We want to present the truth of God's word and the gospel. And we have special speakers. I mean, I'll be speaking at some of the concerts, but we also have Dr. Johnny Hunt. Many people know him. Dr. Robert Jeffress, Pastor C.T. Townsend, and Dr. Tim Hill, Javon, is that how you say it?
Javon Ruff. He is
Javon
actually with Jensen Franklin's church.
Oh, okay.
So he's one of the campuses for Free Chapel.
So it's going to be a great time. So go to 40daysofgospelmusic.com, or you can go to arkencounter.com and find out all the details.
You've mentioned a lot of great groups. Some wonderful quartets are on there, but a group that's really making waves is a group called the Guardians. It's a quartet that's really moving up. They have one of the best bass singers in our industry, or actually it's come along in the history of gospel music. And I've been around with J.D. Sumner and George Johnson, all those, and I've heard them all, and they're all great. But Pat has formed his unique style, and he's with this great quartet called the Guardians. You don't want to miss them.
And they're going to be here.
They'll be here. Yeah.
And you know, some people will say, why don't you have this group or that group? Or this? You know what? To organize all these groups, to make it fit with their schedule, and to be able to do what we do, we're not going to be able to have every group. But we've got some people this year that we didn't have last year.
That's right.
And just really quickly, Ray, the type of music. You
have Southern gospel music,
gospel.
You have contemporary Christian music, you have Christian country music, you have worship music, you have bluegrass music, and some people call it also faith country music. But virtually everything that you can imagine is going to be here that is good, wholesome worship music here at the Ark Encounter and Creation Museum. You don't want to miss it.
Ken Ham, along with Johnny Cash, will be right here.
So go check it out, 40daysofgospelmusic.com, arkencounter.com. Check out the schedule, check out the groups, and you'll want to be a part of this and get ready in March for our special bouncer tickets. You might come for the whole time. So there it is, the biggest gospel music festival in the world coming to the Ark Encounter again in 2022.